What's up, everybody? What's up, Dallas? I did the best I could to bring a little bit of the dry heat from Vegas to Dallas. I didn't do a very good job. All right, we've got 25 minutes to lock in before lunch. Can I get your commitment for the next 25 minutes that we're going to talk about something that could be and will be transformational in your life, your business, your money, all of the three? Can I get your commitment for the next 20, 25 minutes? Great. My name's Matt Plummer, financial coach from Las Vegas. And we're going to spend some time today and talk about how to create stress-free wealth, even if your income is potentially wildly inconsistent. You see, my journey in entrepreneurship and on this path of helping real estate agents did not start on the stage. It didn't start, being a housewife looking cute with 7 million views on Instagram. It started 300 pounds, alcoholic, addictive sports gambler, smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day, fast food twice a day, on the couch with a counselor looking at me on one side and my wife on the other, getting asked a very specific question. Matt, could you go 90 days without a drink? Now, I wasn't this nice on that couch, but I said, don't quote me on this, I can do anything I want, but she'll still be the same person she is today. The reason why we all need a little therapy in our lives. And Mike followed it up with, I've heard that so many times, I'm here to let you know you got 12 months before you're dead, divorced, in jail, or broke. And at that moment, I was realizing I was looking external, not internal. Who's been there? Who's blamed somebody else for something that's happened in our lives, right? Fox, CNN, the news, political, social injustice, whatever. Wives, husbands, the market, interest rates. We've all blamed other people. So I want to challenge you to look internal, not external. That led me to make a decision. We're going to talk about financial transformation. But any transformation that you're willing to go on, I want to encourage you. It's okay to be where you are. It's not okay to stay there. We're in a room that some of us are going to experience our 300-pound moment today, like I did on the couch. I got up off the couch, started working out, started having wins on the scale, gained more confidence. When you're having more confidence and you're winning and you're building victories, who loves non-scale victories in here? Yeah. When we start winning, it was easier for me to not drink as much. It was easier for me not to care if I wasn't drinking as much, to not care who played at 7:05. Didn't care what the Cowboys spread was at 8:05 on Sunday night. Didn't matter. Because I was sober. I was going down the path. 100 pounds, quit gambling, quit drinking, woke up probably 2 years later and realized we had about 60 days of cash. We had to take our second 401k loan out, and I had to look my wife in the eye and tell her we were $551,000 in debt. Cars, houses, timeshares, credit cards, student loans, car payments, taxes. We owed everybody, personal loans. Another 300-pound moment. We got excited. We paid off debt. Did our debt-free scream on the Dave Ramsey show. And realized that we worked our butt off to get to zero. I feel the way you're supposed to feel. I look the way you're supposed to look. And we have zero debt, and we have zero assets. It's called zero. Enter the world of real estate. So got to put my first deal under contract within 60 days because I knew I needed to raise the bridge. I needed to know how, I knew I needed to make more money. We'd spent 4 years sacrificing delayed gratification. Gang, we drove one car for 8 years. A lot of intense fellowship conversations with my wife over those 8 years. But we did what it took to get the result we wanted to get. I knew I needed to make more money. I knew real estate agents and the real estate industry was a way for me to make money. I knew how to build a business. I knew I liked people. People liked me. So I put my first deal under contract in 60 days. But I didn't know what to do with business money. I knew what to do with our W-2 money. I was a great salesperson. I made money. Melinda made money. I knew what to do with that. We just paid off a ton of debt. I knew what to do. I didn't know what to do with the commission income. Who wishes there was a financial class for real estate agents right after you get your license? Yeah. So I went around and interviewed real estate agents. This is your first free gift of the day. In the market center that I was in Reston, Virginia, I went around and all the people online that I was having conversations with, and I would be like, Nicole, what do you do with your next $10,000 check? Dawn, what do you do? Tony, what do you do? Right? And I didn't hear invest in real estate, hire a coach, create a marketing system, generate leads. I heard pay last year's taxes and next month's car note. And I immediately realized that the person that I was called to serve was a real estate agent. It was no longer the buyer or seller. It did not do me any good to go make money to help people go buy a house they probably couldn't afford that I didn't think they should buy. I was like, you talk about throwing me into judgment day one. So I went to go serve the real estate agent. I interviewed agent after agent, tens to hundreds to thousands, and I wrote an ebook called How to Create Stress-Free Wealth, the 5 financial mistakes that agents make. This is a free download. We don't have time to talk about it today, but some of the highlights through that, those conversations, those coaching calls, those interviews. Real estate agents don't make as much as they think. We all tend to spend a little bit more than we care to admit, which generally leaves us behind on taxes and or retirement, which then forces us to always stay on the transaction treadmill. Who's ready to get off the transaction treadmill? It's 2025, let's go. And so this is the free download to plug in to start to unpack your financial transformation. So as we're sitting here today, something is coming over you, or I probably spend more than I care to admit. How much cash do I have on the bank? I've sold real estate for this long. How many houses do I own? How many real estate agent retirement parties have we gone to in the last 10 years? I'd love to go to 400 in the next decade. Transformation starts with being honest with yourself. You can't change if you don't own it. So I want everyone in this room to own their reality. I look like I look, I weigh what I weigh, I have what I have, this is how many dates I've gone on, I've gone to church this many times, whatever it is, I have this much in retirement, whatever the number is, I don't care. It's never my job to tell you what to do with your money. It is my job to ask you one question. Based on what you want, it's my job to help you understand what you're already doing with your money. And based on what you want, ask you one question. Is that okay? If you're already doing this with what you're doing, or if you already have a plan and path of your money, is that helping you exit the treadmill? Is that helping you buy another house? Is that or a rental property? Is that helping you get on the same page with your spouse? Write down your facts. The facts are truth, and the truth will set you free. And as I said earlier, it's okay to be where you are. It's just not okay to stay there. Awareness. Step 2 is a decision. We have to make a decision based on what we just wrote down. If we don't weigh if we weigh something we don't want to weigh, then we got to do something about it. Magically, no matter how many GLPs we take, it doesn't work. Might for temporarily, but it doesn't long term. So do you have to walk 10,000 steps? Do you need to check your bank account every day? Do you need to check your budget every day? Do you need to check in with the Bible every day? Whatever you wrote down, what decision do you have to make? And then where do we need to be intentional? I have a few core standards and principles, but one of them, the main one, starts with commitment and it ends with consistency. Commit to your commitments, focus, and execute. Commit to your commitments, focus, and execute. So whatever transformation you want to go on, you need to go on, go through this framework: awareness, decision, intentionality. Now, the second thing I need you to do today is, if you're ready and you want to transform, I want to be your cheerleader. I love seeing people transform. Now, I know I'm a financial coach, but you can't see a financial transformation on the internet because nobody tells you where they are. You can see what I look like, and then you can see what somebody looks like 90 days later, and you can see that physical transformation. So I want to root you on. So if you're ready to transform, just connect with me on social and send me a DM, say transformation, and we'll start a conversation. And I would love to just walk with you on your transformation, whatever it is. It doesn't matter to me. Is it sobriety? I think it was Paul that said somebody today is going to make a decision to not drink tonight. And if that's you, send me a message. Someone that just got exposed to me less than 60 days ago. We were in Hawaii when Robin sent me a text message. He said, hey, I've heard about your financial stuff. I need to do this. Okay, cool. Went to a webinar, downloaded the ebook, heard my story, sent me a message 4 days later, said, hey, I signed up for your challenge. By the way, I haven't drank in 3 days. That was 64 days ago. I didn't know she existed until she sent me a message that I want to change. So if you're ready to change, just send me a quick DM. No judgment, doesn't matter to me. I just want to help you understand. I don't care what you're doing with your money. I don't care what you do with this. If you're ready to change, I'll ask you the question and we'll walk together. So there's 3 secrets to creating stress-free wealth. The first is path to profit. Who here has run or has, Leo mentioned it, profit and loss statement? Who, when I say profit and loss statement, show of hands, like who knows what a profit and loss statement is? Great. Excellent. Who runs their business on a profit and loss? Where you're reviewing it, maybe you review it once a year with your CPA, whatever, but we know what it is, right? Revenue, sales, minus a list of expenses, right? Revenue's at the top, sales, list of expenses, bottom line, net profit. Where's the very first place that you look on a net profit sheet? Profit and loss sheet. Where's the first place? Bottom right. Great. Had a great year, sold $1 million. Spent 400 grand. Awesome. Admin, marketing, Zillow, whatever it is. 600,000 net profit. Who's signing up for that? 2 questions. What happened to the 600 grand? Second question, where's the 200 grand you owe the government on the 600 grand you just said you made? And I normally get this emoji. We have to create a wealth map. We have to create a path of money so that when you get paid, remember, one of the number one things that I heard after interviewing thousands and coaching calls, interviewing thousands of agents and thousands of coaching calls, real estate agents don't make as much as they think. They think 10 grand commission is their money. Brandy, is it all your money? It's not all your money. Because who has to get paid? Look at the profit and loss statement. Who gets paid? The owner needs to get paid. Who did the work? The person that sold the house gets paid. Who else needs to get paid? The government needs its money, and then we have money to spend. We have to have 4 or 5 different people get of that 10 grand. It goes to 4 or 5 different people. Forget how many vendors we have. So we have to have a plan and a path of money. We have to have a path to profit. Because if you don't know how many calls it takes, or how many emails it takes, or how many houses you have to make or sell to make the amount of money that you want to make at home to go do the things you want to do, is there any shot of you ever exiting the transaction treadmill? You've got to know these numbers. It's the number one thing we talk about inside of the wealth department, my online community, is understanding your numbers. It's the first thing we talk about. What do you want? Where are you today? Where do you want? How to get to A to B? How many houses you have to sell to get there? People in the wealth department know how many houses they have to sell over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years to get what they want. Because they know that not all 10 grand is theirs. Second thing, we have to add age to money. I think Leo actually slid into my slide deck, because he mentioned, what's the number one thing that causes agents to fail? He said lack of oxygen, which means lack of cash. Cash is oxygen. So of that 10 grand, we have to add age to it. Because we always have a closing every single month, right? Every single week. I mean, the closings never go from the end of the month to the first. They always close on time, right? And there's never a referral deal on the thing. On the month that your cap resets. Because you close the deal in July, it's set to close July 30th, it's the 31st. Oh, the document didn't go through, we're going to close on Monday the 4th. There's only one person on planet Earth that cares if you miss from the 31st to the 4th. And that's the agents that cap resets on August 1st. And they needed that 20% or 30% or 10% to pay their mortgage. So we have to take money that we earn this month and add age to it for next month. Now, this isn't only business. This is also personal. Does anyone follow myself and Melinda online? We have friends, okay? There's something that Melinda wants to do every year for her birthday. Travel to a new country and do something amazing for her birthday every single year. When I got exposed to this new information, we just had paid off $500,000. She's like, hey, I want to go to a new country for my birthday. I was like, okay, sure. We live in Northern Virginia. We can zip down to Bahamas, do something Caribbean. She was like, no. Let's go to Australia. Like, we passed 74 countries to get to Australia. I was like, why Australia? And she's like, because I want to go deep sea diving with great white sharks on my birthday. And Australia is one of the only places I'll be able to celebrate my birthday twice. Once in Australia time, once in the United States time. Because I want to also hug a kangaroo on my American birthday and swim with a shark on my Australia birthday. And that forced me to, one, question my wife's decision, like who did I marry? But it also forced me to say, how many houses do I have to go sell so I can make this dream come true for Melinda? Oh, about 6 houses. Oh, okay, cool. So now it's easier to pick up the phone. I'm calling for a reason. It's easier to follow up. I'm calling for a reason. I'm following up for a reason. I don't want to, these feet are made for tee boxes. They are not made for swimming with great white sharks, but I did it. It forced me to get uncomfortable. It forced me to lead generate and be purposeful when we have to add age to our money. You'll sell more real estate. right? You'll have the right clients. You'll charge more. You'll increase your price point when you realize that you don't get to make or spend all of the money this month. And the last secret, freedom spending plan. Now, I told people that we wouldn't talk about a budget in here, but for my nerds, this is this is the budget. Telling our money what to do before our money comes in. Freedom spending plan. How much money do I spend on a monthly basis? I want everybody to know that number before they leave, before the next week starts. I mean, we're at the end of the month, so I normally say before the next month starts. You got 7 minutes. But I want you to know what your burn rate is at home every month. I want to know what your burn rate on your business every single month is. And take an average of the last 3 months. It's okay to be to where you are. It's not okay to stay there. It's more than you think. I'll just go ahead and give you a tip. And you spend way more on food than you think you do. Self included. So we need a plan for our money. We need to add age to it, and we need a spending plan to spend the money before it comes in. Because once it hits the bank account, it's too late. Like, whoever here has ever used MyFitnessPal to help them lose weight? Okay. Do you ever put the Chick-fil-A drive-thru in after you eat it? No, you don't. It's too late. I'll just restart tomorrow. Same thing with money. So if all this did, right, path of money, understanding some mistakes, path of money, spending plan, adding age to money, if it helped you create a consistent income, would it be worth it? Know how many houses you have to sell, John went through the formula, how many contacts you need to go sell 30 houses, right? To help create a consistent income, would that help? What if you were able to be profitable on every single transaction, every time, forever? Would it be worth it? What if you were able to actually pay taxes on time, every time? A life free of debt, no payments. You even own the grass in the backyard. How's that feel? Save your first 10 grand, 100 grand, $1 million. And that's my favorite. What if you were able to build a healthy communication with your number one relationship because you guys got on the same page about money? That your spouse realized that it wasn't, Brent said, hey, real estate agents can all do 3% math. You know who else can do 3% math? Our spouses. Because we're out bragging how many millions we sold, and they're wondering where that $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 checks are, right? So what if you got on the same page with your spouse? Take a snapshot of this. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but this is just math. Gang, this is just if we took money this month and every single month for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years at said interest rate, it's $7.2 million if we give ourselves enough time. And maybe we don't have 20 years. Okay, well, it might not be 7 million, but it might be 2. If we're still breathing, it's still time. We still got time. You can still go sell some real estate. You can still attract some agents. You can do both. So take a screenshot of this. Like I said, this is just out of a compound interest calculator. This isn't anything magical, but I mean, the stock market produces 10% year over year, decade over decade. So it's by far where I coach the most amount of people to start and stay. Is the stock market, S&P 500 index funds, etc. Okay. 2 minutes. We'll break for lunch. You've heard path of money. You've heard adding age to money. You've heard getting on a spending plan. You've heard organization, right? The two things that bring the most stress and anxiety to real estate agents, entrepreneurs, and couples is inconsistent income and financial disorganization. Fact and fact. Every single conversation I have with every single entrepreneur has a challenge with one of those two things: inconsistent income or financial disorganization. I've partnered with Relay Financial, and they have a booth in the back, in the hallway, to help with the financial organization, to help with implementing Profit First, to help with setting up a half a dozen bank accounts or 2 bank accounts to get started, to start organizing your commission checks as they come in, to say, hey, this is for profit, hey, this is for taxes, hey, this is for, these are for expenses. And it's an entire banking platform that sits in front of an actual bank that allows you to organize your money automatically. Because one of the things that I had a biggest challenge of helping people set up Profit First or get organized was we had to call their bank, Chase, Wells, Bank of America, PNC, Credit Union, and tell them we needed a half a dozen accounts, and they thought we were Marty Bird with Ozarks shuffling money around. No, I said, we just got to make some more money. But then they would say, oh, you got a $1,000 minimum, or we're going to charge $15 for every transfer. No minimums, no fees. 20 accounts. You can set up your free profile with Relay in the hallway. They've got QR codes. And again, we have the last QR code right here. Your last free gift for the day is to download Relay, or to download the application. Takes a few minutes to download the application. You need an EIN number, so a lot of you probably, I don't know if you got on a plane and make sure you have your EIN number in your back pocket. Probably not. But this weekend, when you go home and you're looking at how much I spent in July, spend 7 minutes, fill out this application, and in 48 hours, a selfie verification, your account can be verified. Shoot me a DM that says Profit First and Transform, and I'll walk you through how to set up Profit First. And it gets you on your way to creating stress-free wealth, understanding your path to profit, getting organized and getting ahead of taxes. Who wants to start playing with the lead versus playing from behind? Dallas here knows how to play from behind. We need Dallas to start playing with the lead. It's been an honor serving you all today. Who got something out of the last 25 minutes? Great. It's been an honor serving you all today. And gang, this is basic stuff. We just were never taught this. My name is Matt Plummer from Las Vegas, Nevada. The path is all math, and you're only one budget away. Have a great afternoon.